Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jay here in Germany, hanging out, sitting on my balcony, smoking a cigarette, drinking my coffee. The one thing I want to talk to people about today is loyalty and friendship. I've been over here in Germany for 13 years, and so I'm a little out of touch with the States. So I don't know if this is the same thing going on in the States, but here in Europe, what I'm feeling is is a little bit loneliness. You ever been surrounded by a lot of people but feel alone? You know, um, I look around and I work. I was a soldier over here for 10 years, and over here for 4 years now, 13 years or 3 4 years as a civilian. And I've always been the type of person to want to be there for people if they need something. Call them, hey, how you doing? And I remember growing up, and when I was in the States, I would always call somebody, call friends, hey, what's up, man? You need anything? Can I, if you're having a hard time, let me take you out for a beer. Uh, let me help you where you need help. And growing up, I always had those people around me that I was there for, and I knew that they were there for me. And so the last few years, it's actually been kind of rough here in Europe. And I'm not even going to that part, but the part that I want to focus on right now is, when did people stop giving a shit about each other? When do you start getting wrapped up in your own family and your own friend and your own bullshit to focus on, and stop saying, hey, look, when somebody's going through a hard time, I'm gonna call them, because that's where friendships are. The last couple months I've been kind of struggling, and like I said, I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but I am gonna be real and say, uh, even though I've been going through hard times, when somebody told me that they were going through something, I would call them, I would write them, I would see how they were doing. Somebody's mom was sick and said, hey, how are you? Can I do anything to help you? Whatever happened to service to one, to friends? Whatever happened to kindness? And so I'm throwing this message out because I just want to remind people that, let's get out of our own heads. Let's get out of our own microcosm bullshit of saying, oh, what's going on day to day? I got to take care of my family. I've got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. And just look around. Just take one day and just look around and say, who haven't I talked to for a while? Who haven't I? Who do I know is going through some issues? And is there something I can do? I remember the stories of, like, the 50s, where somebody would die, or something bad would happen, and the whole neighborhood would get together and they would go over that person's house. It doesn't have to take a death to do that. Um, Simple things like, I know that this person's going through a hard time. Let me say, hey, I'm gonna make a casserole and say, I'm gonna come over with my kids. I'm gonna we're gonna hang out, or I'm gonna take you out for dinner because I know that you're kind of isolated. I know you're feeling frustrated. I know that you're having a problem. I know you're having a bad day. Whatever happened to caring about each other? So on this beautiful Sunday around the world, let's just take a moment and just call one person. They say 22 veterans a day die, commit suicide. And I'm not saying I'm going to commit suicide. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that there's 22 people that will lose their life today because they're veterans and they're going through PTSD and they're just going through mass depression. But that's not just it. There's other people out there that are struggling with depression, with obesity, with their own demons. So if you know somebody today, right now, while I'm talking, if somebody pops in your mind, give the person a call. Let them know that you're there for them, because that's where our humanity is doing things for other people and not expecting anything else. And I'll leave you on a positive note. So yesterday I went down to Wiesbaden, to one of my local watering holes slash restaurants, and sitting there, and I ordered something random like a bacon cheeseburger, and I was talking to the owner, and literally I've been there maybe once a month. So I mean, I don't even think he knows my name. So it's not even like we're best of buds. He always calls me Guy. Probably sees 1,000 people. So anyway, ordered my bacon cheeseburger, and his walls are littered, are covered with whiskey bottles. And I was like, hey, these things for sale? He was like, no, they're empty, and it's literally filled with tea. And I was like, oh, well, you know, the stores are closed. It's Germany. And I was like, and I wouldn't mind having something to knock back with when I have my bacon cheeseburger. And he's like, so, you know, what's your price range? I was like, yeah, about 40, 50 euros. I'm about 60 bucks. I was like, you know, I don't want bottom shelf. I don't need top shelf. About 10 minutes later, he comes back with a bottle and says, you know what? Here you go. He's like, I've seen you a couple of times. And go to Karstadt. It's like a Walmart in Germany. He's like, go to the bottom floor, pick up a bottle, and just bring it back. I can't sell this to you because I always calculate for the price cost and for all the cost, and all the profits. But if you're having a hard time, you wanted something to drink, this is on me. Just please bring me back a bottle. And it was actually, I got a shot of dopamine to myself, and I was so happy, not because I needed a whiskey, but just because somebody did something kind for me. And I realized that was the first time, I can't remember the last time somebody that doesn't share my blood or doesn't share my last name has done something nice for me. Random. This dude knows that I could never bring this bottle back. But he did something good for me. And, you know, so I turned around and I tipped the waitress like 10 euros. Like 12 bucks, just because he did something good. It made me feel like I wanted to do something good for somebody else. So on this beautiful Sunday, you know, we're humans. Do something good for somebody. Call somebody up and say, I'm just coming by to see you. I'm gonna call and check on you. Or if you see somebody that needs some help and you know that they can never do anything for you ever, just do something good and positive for a person, because, you know, at the end of the day, we all need it. We're all hurting. We're all jumping through our own hurdles. We're all fighting our own demons. So, like I said, this is Jay in Germany. Enjoy your Sunday and do something good for people.